AMC, me staring at the chart. Is AMC ready for a breakout? We've talked about this for about a week now. I made 2 videos on how, we were setting up to make higher highs. We just want to show you the development so far. It's been great. Before I do that, let's jump back to that video quick just to show you my thought process of why I'm thinking we're going to go higher. Above $50, we'll be off to the races to retest all-time highs. That is just, what I'm thinking here. We, and who knows how long that's going to take, but we had, a crazy run up. We had a period of consolidation, a breakout, a reversal of the trend, and now we're forming a bottom and curling back up, right, to retest these highs. And then we may form some kind of, a retest of the previous low before we go higher, right? It's something along those. And there you have it. You have that, bottom forming and that curling, and that usually sets up for higher highs after it breaks certain areas of resistance. Let's take a look at the chart. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is education and entertainment purposes only. So let's get AMC on the docket here. And there you have it. Technically, all it did is break above, this former breakdown candle high. In all of my videos, you hear me talk about this. This is the one thing that I look for. This is kind of like I look for this area here. And then once we start closing on a 5-minute, 15-minute, 1-hour candle, then I know that we're probably going to set up for, a higher high, and where to? Well, probably where there's some other areas here would have been some targets that are easily identifiable. If you want to know the fundamentals of what I use, you can see that I don't use stochastics or MACD or anything like that. All I have is volume, my candlestick, and some very easy support and resistance lines. That's really what I use, and I look at how the chart's shaping up to determine future price action. But there you have it, right? So we broke out of here. This is, in my opinion, bullish on massive volume. If we're looking, compared to most days, right? It's up there. It's up there for when we we're trading here. It's not as much as when we were breaking out over here, but it's more than the past 2 months. So that's definitely a bullish sign. If we jump in on a 15-minute, so I often talk about this in all my videos. If you take a look at my gap trading playlist or my short selling playlist, I say if you see candles closing on a 5-minute, 15-minute, so this is 15-minute basis, 3 candles closing above this a particular area of significance, and this is of significance because we never really broke out of it with momentum. We poked our head out, came back, we're just hovering underneath it, pulled back, came back to it, and then hung out there for a little bit. And then finally we broke out, right? And what a breakout. You had like a 20% move in one day. That would have been a spectacular day trade. So if we look, where are we going on that daily perspective? And this is just like I said in my other videos, right? We are now going to go, we already pretty much tested these highs. It's like this previous, it's not, I wouldn't say a high, but it's a previous area of importance, because if we couldn't get back above this area, it was bad news for the bulls, and you saw that because we pulled back. The trend continued. I think if we were able to close back above here, on an hourly basis and then on a daily basis, that would have been a good sign for the bull, and we wouldn't have really collapsed lower. Nonetheless, the market's there to trick, trap, and frustrate you. You see this triangle pattern, you're like, oh yeah, it's gonna break out, and it does a reversal just to shake people out. And then you have to wait through this whole consolidation period. That's you need to be patient. Most people just leave the trade like, it's not going anywhere, it's not doing anything, and then finally, patow, today we explode by 20%. So what's the next area of importance? So we're probably going to trade up to $50, probably the next area, critical area. And how are we going to get there? Most likely by doing a pennant pattern. So we're just we're going to trade here like this, make some kind of pattern and then break out. Most likely we can also just slowly trade here and hang out here for a couple days and then break out. What we're looking for is the same setup, right? So we're going to go to the 15-minute chart And what we're really looking for is that same setup. We have this critical line that is identified. Let's move this so you can properly see it. And then we want to see a break above it. Sorry, I'm just removing the dots there because it bothers me. So let's go back to the 15-minute. So this is what we're looking for. Closing like this, like this, like this, and then you can manage your risk and say, well, if we trade back below here, as long like a $1 to $1.50 is not too bad on maybe $1 is a lot, but this stock moves, right? So I usually like to keep it between 0.5% to 1.5%, and in this case, it would have been a little bit more, but the risk reward is there because your reward is $10, so your risk that's 5 to 1. That's amazing reward, and you can see here. We're consolidating. You might do that maybe tomorrow too. Who knows? Tomorrow we might take off. All right, and close above here. We'll see. Hopefully you learned something. Comment, subscribe, like, follow this channel if you want updates on AMC and figure out where we're getting in, where we're getting out, where we're headed, and what kind of patterns that we're anticipating and would confirm we're going higher. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.